Hello, Djordje Romanic here. Welcome to Fundamentals of Weather and Climate. Water is everywhere around us and it really links all of us together. It makes over 60% of our body. Over 70% of Earth's surface is oceans. It's salty water, but nevertheless water. Now, if you take a molecule of water in your body, that molecule of water perhaps a few weeks ago or months ago was a molecule of water in an ocean or a lake or in a plant. So water circulates in Earth's system. And of course we have water stored in oceans. It's the biggest storage of water on this planet, but we also have water in lakes and rivers, water in living organisms, and water in the atmosphere. Now, water in the atmosphere in terms of storage is a very small percentage, as we will see today, from the total water on this planet. But water in the atmosphere is very special because in atmosphere we can have water, and we do have water in all three phases, namely water vapor, liquid water, and ice. Now, this circulation of water across Earth systems is known as hydrological cycle, and that's what we will discuss in today's video. The best to discuss it is to schematize it in the following way. If we represent here land, and that land has rivers in this light gray and lake, and this is the deeper portions or layers of the Earth's crust, and here we have oceans and sea. Now, how do we start discussing circulation of water in nature? Well, we would say that sun is shining, and sun is shining resulting in evaporation of water from the ocean. Out of 100% of evaporation, 85% of evaporation comes from oceans and seas. Now, this water evaporates in form of water vapor, and it forms clouds and eventually precipitation. About 77% of all precipitation on this planet happens above oceans. Now, the difference, 85 minus 77, is transported through winds to land. So, 85% of all water evaporates over ocean, and 77% of precipitation, condensed water, precipitates over ocean. The rest, small percentage, is transported to land through various wind systems that we will discuss in next videos. Now, there is some evaporation over land. How much? Well, it has to be 15, because 85% and 15% is 100% of evaporation. Now, if we add 15% and 8%, we will have precipitation in the amount of 23%, clearly. But 23% of all precipitation falls on land, and only 15% of liquid water evaporates from land. That means that we are missing 8%, and that 8% is transported from the land to the oceans through rivers as well as underground water channels, and that's called runoff. So you can see that atmosphere transports 8% in form of wind systems from ocean to land, and also land gives back 8% through rivers and underwater channels. This schematic over here that you can now examine is called hydrological cycle, and this is how water circulates in nature. I would like to point one thing here. In many schematics, they kind of underplay the importance of precipitation over ocean. I would like to emphasize that most precipitation happens over ocean. Only 23% of total precipitation, because 77 and 23 is 100%, Only 23% of precipitation is over land. So it is raining much more over oceans than over land. And in many books and schematics, you will see only evaporation here and precipitation here, which is not correct. Most precipitation is happening over the oceans. Now, we can also put this in form of a table. So we have average annual global water exchanges. We have ocean precipitation, the same figures that I outlined in the previous slide, ocean precipitation, ocean evaporation, but I also added column that is not percentages but absolute values in millions of cubic kilometers per year, as you can see. And lastly, we can also discuss the average annual global water storage. You can see that almost 97% of all water on this planet is stored in oceans, and that's not surprising. Oceans are enormous. As I said, they cover over 70% of our planet's surface. Now, ice, in terms of ice on lakes, on oceans, ice glaciers, and all other forms of ice represent almost 2%. So big percentage compared to the rest of the table. Then we have groundwater, rivers and lakes. We have soil moisture, permafrost. What's the difference between ice and permafrost? Permafrost is ice stored in ground and stored in a way that it did not melt or evaporate for at least 2 years. So this is long-term storage of ice compared to this ice that is melting and changing forms on a time scale less than 2 years. And now, importantly, atmosphere contains very, very small percentage, as you can see, of total water storage on this planet. But atmosphere is so important because in this previous slide, you can see how atmosphere is the main medium that serves to convert water from ocean, to transport rather water from ocean to land, to serve as a medium through which we have evaporation, precipitation, and so on. So while in terms of the storage of water, atmosphere doesn't play the biggest role, in fact it plays the smallest role in Earth's system, in terms of the medium through which water is transported, atmosphere plays major role. And as I said at the beginning of this video, atmosphere is the environment in which we have water in the vapor phase, in the liquid phase, as well as in the solid phase, ice. This was Hydrological Cycle. Please make sure to like and subscribe, share this video, and until next video, goodbye.